Match 1 done and dusted with Yei Joints winning that game by 2-1 against the new generation of Zanzibar. And now we are prepared for yet another cracker of a match, the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia taking on local ladies, the local girls, that is the Vihiga Queens. And this is a match that promises fireworks because both teams are of high caliber. And we'll be talking more of this as the game goes by. But then I'm with a very special guest, the head of the LOC, that is the Vice President of the Football Kenya Federation. I'm talking about Doris.
Cecafa, we have 12 countries, and everybody picked what they wanted to host, and we picked this tournament to host.
Yeah, definitely. And you see the teams participating: PVP of Burundi, FAD of Djibouti, Lady Doves of Uganda, Simba Queens, New Generation, Yei Joint, who just played a few minutes ago, and CBE of Ethiopia, together with the local ladies, Vihiga Queens. 8 teams coming to Nairobi. It's not easy hosting teams, especially for such a duration, madam.
It has been a good hosting plan, and it is a collaboration between Cecafa and FKF. And I think the arrangements have been done. I think we've done the best hosting arrangement because we have teams almost at the same place. We have referees at the same place. We have other officials of the tournament at the same place. Movement is easy. We have security. We have people who are in charge of security. We have CAF security officer. And we have a CAF representative who has been with us in the process, and we have done so well, and I think this is a great honor to women football.
Definitely, and definitely you had to follow the COVID protocols, and so far so good. We've not heard of any hiccups.
Yes, COVID protocols are followed strictly. We have doctors, teams, all teams have been tested, all officials have been tested, and so far so good. And there's continuously assessment of COVID. The doctors, there's continuous testing of COVID, and there are particular areas where certain groups of people, even if you're an official, that does not have access. We only have access for a particular people who have been confirmed free of COVID, but generally all officials have been tested and no one has turned positive.
Women football in Africa, so many people talking about. We've just seen Zambia participate in the last edition of the Olympics, at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Right now, the ladies down here have a chance to showcase their talent on the continental scene. But where do you see African football, especially the women football, headed in the next few years?
Africa football for women is big now. Big in the sense that FIFA is now so loud and big in women football. CAF is so loud on women football. We are having support which we never had. For so many years we have been complaining why ladies are not being given equal opportunity in competitions like the men. And one of these, the tournament we have now has been, the strategic plan has been there with the CAF. For a long time there was a strategic plan which was done in Morocco. There was another strategic plan which was held in Egypt, and I think this is now the result. And it's not only the club champions. We also have youth categories, the women youth categories competing in Cecafa. And very soon we'll have another competition in Uganda, maybe for under 20.
Under 20, you are talking about under 20, but then there must be some things you are working behind the scenes to ensure that this tournament gives birth to better tournaments ahead. What are some of the things that you've done to ensure that you bring the women game to the people, closer to the people, and of course, the talent?
We have done a lot of training first for officials. We have so many women referees, women coaches, we have even not women, anybody. We have grassroots trainings for coaches and referees and administrators. A month ago, as Kenya, we had a women administrators course. And this administration course was involving all the 48 women representatives from all the counties that we have. And this is going to bring up, because after that, when we are evaluating and following up, most of the counties now have county leagues, women county leagues. And we have almost all the coaches training women football clubs are trained. And we have young referees also, who are grassroots referees, which we trained in 2018 and 2019. We have also even trained teachers as coaches and referees, those ones so that they develop the younger players from school level, primary school level, coming up, being trained by trained coaches.
Definitely, that's one area that needs really a lot of exploitations. We've seen some of these referees compete at the highest level. Now we've talked about Cecafa. Last week we witnessed the World Under-20 Athletics Championships at Kasarani. People are asking, can we host a major tournament right here in Nairobi?
I think we still have challenge based on the infrastructure for football. We have very good hotels, we have beautiful hospitality, we have capable officials to handle, but infrastructure is still a problem. So we need to improve, as Kenya, we need to improve on our infrastructure. We are happy now we have Nyayo hosting, we have Kasarani hosting, but in bigger tournaments you might need more pitches and more training grounds. We have to look at the training grounds alongside the main stadiums where the tournaments are supposed to be held. Yeah.
Of what importance has, rather support has CAF had and Cecafa towards ensuring that women football is at last getting the recognition it deserves?
I'm telling you, like now, CAF is paying for accommodation of these teams, which is not being done for the men. So we know that is going to bear results. And having this tournament is developing that club. You play a league, always we have been playing leagues and it ends with winning. You don't go anywhere, you get your trophy and you go home. Sometimes there's no money given as no cash awards. But for now, there's something to fight for all the clubs within Cecafa and other regions. There's something to fight for. There's that competition, like now the winners here will represent Cecafa region in the continental competition, which will be held in Egypt. So there's much more, other than the trophy, there's much more to fight for. And then it is an opportunity also for our talented girls to get exposure, to get clubs and move out and play in luxurious leagues, to learn and earn from football. I'm elated. I think one of the things we have been looking for is how do we develop our girls, how do we expose them. But now, like seen from 2018, we're having Kenyan girls, ladies, playing football, moving and playing professional football outside Kenya. And there are so many. And we still have so many here within who are their processes are undergoing. They are undergoing processes for getting clubs to play abroad. So we are happy because even our neighbors are looking for our players to play in their leagues. And that is a plus for us. And this cannot happen if there is no motivation. So this competition is a big motivation for our girls, for our clubs, and for our countries as Cecafa.
Definitely, we hope for the better part of the tournament and have success in everything that will be happening. Thank you so much for joining us. That is the Vice President of Football Kenya Federation, Doris Petra, sharing some of the views about this tournament. But then before this match, we had the coaches talk to us about what they expect in the match. That is the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia and, of course, the home girls. That is Vihiga Queens. Let's listen to both coaches and then head straight to the match.
በበቂ ሁኔታ ተዘጋጅቻል።
Yes, he's ready.
Yes,
Everything.
facing Vihiga Queens, the champions of Kenya from 2019, I know maybe you might have had a little bit of information about them. How prepared are you for this tournament, especially the opener?
Okay. ይህን ጨዋታ ኦልሬዲ ከኬንያ ጋር ለምታደርገው እንዴት ተዘጋጅተሃል?
ያው በደንብ ተዘጋጅቻለሁ። ምክንያቱም የኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ አሸናፊም ከመሆናችንም አንፃር ሌላው ደግሞ ፕሪሚየር ሊጋችን በተወሰነ በኩል ቢዘግይም በክለባችን ደግሞ ድጋፍ ልጆቻችንን ሰብስበን ተዘጋጅተን ኦልሬዲ ለዚህ ጨዋታ ራሳችንን አዘጋጅተናል።
Since we are the champion of this year Ethiopian club competition, we are ready for 3 months. Just to come here, we prepared for 3 months, he said.
Preparations are key for this tournament, but then the ultimate prize is the CAF Women's Champions League in Egypt. Are you ready? And do you feel that your side can go all the way to representing the Cecafa region?
ያው ይሄ ውድድር ወደ ግብጽ የሚወስደን ውድድር ስለሆነ ወደዛ ለመሄድ ምን ያህል ተዘጋጅተሃል?
በደንብ ነው የተዘጋጀ ነው። ያን ዝግጅት ደግሞ የሚያሳየው አትሊስት ከ42 ቀን በላይ በደንብ ተዘጋጅተናል። ስንፈልገው ስንመኘው የነበረ ነገር ነውና ለዛ ዝግጁ ነን።
Women Champion League is the first which will be held in Egypt. So we prepared very well to be there in Champions League. We are here to be the first team to go to Egypt.
Preparation zetu zimekuwa poa na tumejipanga kuface Ethiopia na niko sure ushindi tutapata.
Bila shaka na kwa timu yako kuna wachezaji kadhaa wanacheza timu ya taifa na kuna wale pia umejaribu kuwaleta kwenye ranks. Wahisi chances zenyu katika hii CAF Women Champions League Cecafa Qualifiers ziko aje? Mtaenda all the way?
Kwa sasa siwezi sema hivyo. Kitu yenye sisi tumejipanga ni kuchukua game moja kwa kila time. Tutackle game moja tukimove. Ndio. Lakini focus yetu ni kwenda kucheza Cecafa Egypt.
Umeona hizi side zote mbili zikicheza kuanzia team zote zimecheza kuanzia jana mpaka leo. Umeona level ya mashindano iko aje?
Kidogo naweza sema level iko juu kulingana na boli ya mademu. Wamejikaza, wamecheza vizuri. So nasi pia ni challenge kwetu, lazima tena tuonyeshe that tunaweza.
Yes, and once again we come back to the second match of the day. Another great afternoon of women's football, guaranteed right here in the capital, Nairobi. As you can see, our very own Uhuru Park. That is Nairobi City, the city in the sun. The tall buildings you can see there are the highlights of Nairobi. And to culminate everything, that is the Nyayo Stadium. CBEFC of Ethiopia are going to meet Vihiga Queens of Kenya under the weather of 31 degrees. Quite humid in Nairobi this afternoon, but as you have seen in the first match, everything is all right because the first match has ended well, and so we hope the second match is going to go absolutely fantastically well. The Vihiga Queens, the children of Kenya, are going to meet the Commercial Bank of Africa, and let's see whether they'll be able to open a bank account in Ethiopia, or Vihiga Queens are going to shy away from the money people. All the same, we saw the armed forces of Djibouti gunned down. Is this going to be happening to the bankers of Ethiopia? As you can see, the flower girls, I call them our flower girls, are coming in with their flags. Everything is, and this time round, they're in their green and white. Everything looks beautiful. That's the beautiful city in the sun. Anytime from now, they'll be walking in, and the Commercial Bank of Africa, of Ethiopia, one of the teams that are touted to be able to do well in this competition, are facing Vihiga Queens, the children of Kenya. The Kenyan girls, everybody's eyes are on the Kenyan girls. So just relax, take a seat, and have yourself your favorite drink, because we're going to bring you a football extravaganza like no other. And as you can see, everything now is going to be on air within no time. As the two teams come in, you can see the Vihiga Queens in green and blue. On your left, on your screens. And on the other strip, you can see the Ethiopians, black and white. Black and white strip. Those are the Ethiopians, led by their goalkeeper. Really an award for the Vihiga Queens. Everything looks very bright inside Nyayo Stadium. And as we look for the fourth match, I believe this is one of the matches that all Kenyans are going to enjoy. So just sit back, get your popcorn, your favorite drink, Observe COVID-19 protocols as we offer you live coverage of the beautiful game played by the beautiful people. Right now, as you can see them coming in, very colorful, looking very colorful. There you have her, your very own gentle Shikangwa. And everything looks set for a great moment of football. Another 90 minutes of football happiness right here from the Nyayo Stadium. Remember, Yei Stars of South Sudan being the new generations of Zanzibar Gold, 2-1. And as you can see now, on your left of your screen, you can see the ones looking like black and white are the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. And on your right, green with blue, is Kenya's own Vihiga Queens. That's the referee in the middle of the park there with her team. And now for the next 90 minutes, it's going to be an extravaganza of football. Fourth game, how many goals to expect in this match is still nobody's knowledge. Everything has gone smoothly so far. 3 matches, 13 goals, which means this tournament is set to be one of the tournaments that has the most goals. In full blue now, as they remove their tracksuits, in full blue are the Vihiga Queens. And there they are, the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. And from an aerial view, they start with Hasabe Gila, Tiza Meskel, Loza Jenore, captain, Mida Busar, Abergashta Dese, Buwali Dengiso, Biwazeyu Aimeku, Tariko Ekura, Emer Asaf, and Tariko Balcha as a coach, Heze Gizau. That is the starting lineup for CB Ethiopia. And then there is the Vihiga Queens of Kenya. Yes, that is the referee, Shamira Nabada, Nakito Nkumbi, first assistant, and Nantabu Wanyama, the second assistant to referee of this match. And as you can see, the 2 captains there, jersey number 7, Loze Ginore, and starting lineup is Enes Mango. Enes Mango starts. Felicitas Kadari, Joan Nabirie, Teresa Engesha, Morris Acheng, Phoebe Owiti, Topista Situma, Vivian Makoha, Gentrins Milimo, Mylene Awar, and Lilian Awar. Lilian Awar starts in goal. Enes Mango, captain, under Charles Okoro Okoth. That is the Vihiga Queens of Kenya. That is going to do duty for the Republic of Kenya against the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. There they are, holding together, calling on the one above, and hoping for a good match, devoid of injuries and losses. And that's now the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. As you can see them in their black and white strip, as they also look up to whatever they hold here. And there they are. And everything looks very, very bright. Psyching themselves up, the Vihiga Queens. And from here, then we are going to be witnessing one beautiful game of football. And I think these uniforms today are some of the brightest we have seen since the beginning of the tournament yesterday. I think these are some of the brightest uniforms that we have seen. And I hope they're going to entertain us with one of the most entertaining matches that we've been waiting for. I know the Republic of Kenya has been waiting for their girls. And anytime from now, we will be underway. Anytime from now, we will be underway with the 4th match of the qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League. Remember, the winner of this tournament goes to represent Cecafa. And right now, we are underway, and I am not alone in the booth. Remember, I am with one most beautiful analyst right here with me, Gladys Midecha.
Thank you
How
very
are
much.
you?
I'm very excited about this match as we kick off. This is going to be one exciting match. We want to see if the bankers will hold the Queens accountable for their match, and it's going to be absolutely exciting as we see it underway in the first minute. It's already telling you that things are going to be hot. And yes, it's much cooler now other than it was earlier. So this is going to be slightly different temperatures than we saw earlier on, Peter.
That is Gladys Midecha coming in with me. And you know, there most definitely had to be a girl's voice in this, because this is a girl's beautiful game. I told you it is a beautiful game played by beautiful people. As we start with Phoebe Owiti. Pulls a long one there. Nobody to help. And in the middle of the park, the Ethiopians start to try to stream a few passes around, but I don't think it will be possible. Kenyans also coming to do what they do best. A shot coming in there. Shows a lot of ambition from the Kenyan side.
A lot of ambition, you have to say. They have to make their mark. They have to tell the people that this is the home ground. They have to respect the Kenyans. And I'm telling you, these Queens are showing why they have been champions for 3 years in a row in the Women's Premier League. They are definitely Queens. I tell you, this is going to be absolutely exciting. This is the first minute. I don't know how we're going to handle the 45.
Heye Gizao, head coach CBE Football Club. He says he came here to win. But as Gladys Midecha says, if this is the first minute, I don't know how they're going to handle the 90.
Well,
quite an ambitious statement.
Yes, well, it looks like the Ethiopians are still weighing in, trying to see how they're going to get past this midfield. And it's going to be absolutely tight for them, because if you look at the formations, the Ethiopians are playing a 4-2-1-3. And if you look at them carefully right now, they're looking like they're having a lot of discipline. We're yet to see anything else going on until that. But again, look at the spaces. Vihiga Queens are trying to make sure that no space is left unmarked. You can see the blue jerseys everywhere. And I'm telling you, blue is a statement.
And as I can look, as we look into the pitch right now, Gladys, we can see the Ethiopians even look bigger than Kenyans.
They look bigger than Kenyans, but probably it's the screen. But I think the Ethiopians have done well. They've also been having a league that has been running for them. So this match is going to be quite a tough one for Charles Okoth. I mean, he's taken this team in the later stages, and for him, this is going to be quite a test to get a ticket to the CAF Champions League. If he can achieve this, it's going to be absolutely amazing as we look at the Queens trying to attack.
And that, oh, and it's an offside. Gentrix Shikangwa Milimu just finished her Form 4 exams. Gentrix Shikangwa, one of Kenya's brightest talents. And let me tell you, somebody somewhere is doing something very right for Kenya.
Somebody somewhere is doing something very right, and that must be Nabiire who's giving that cross. As you can see, the kind of formation that the Queens are playing is the 4-2-3-1, and it's converting to a 4-3-3 when they are attacking. If you look at them up front, they have three strikers, attacking strikers, and they're being very, very careful, making sure that they're not losing possession. So this is going to be quite the test for them, because these Ethiopians are very, very, very good. They look like they know how to pass the ball around, and it's going to be quite tough for the Queens. If they can get through this match and get the points here, it'll be, you know, a field day for them.
Queens flare foul, and they're alone with the goalkeeper. She comes out and holds the ball, and it's going to be a big day there. Triza Obunyu Egesha.
Triza Obunyu Egesha, she is the top scorer from the Zone B. 17 goals to her name. You can see how little she is, how she's finding space in that final third. And if the defense of the Ethiopians, of the CBE is not careful, this lady might just punish them within the first 20 minutes.
20 minutes. We have done 5 already.
Yes. I have foresight, I have insight. You know, you have to be, you have to look forward, you know.
Oh yes, Gladys looks forward and says 15 more before Queen's own Triza Obunyu-Egesha puts one away. That's Felicitas Kadari and coach Charles Okoth. As you can see on your screen, they start from behind these Ethiopians. Floated one. Let's see if they are able to penetrate the Queen's defense. And it's looking dangerous there. Very dangerous. Remember, they have players who can score goals. How that is not an offside. How that is not an offside. Would have been a mystery to me.
Well, I think it's not an offside because of where she came from. She was, yes, that was an offside. I wonder why the lines lady didn't see it, but good effort to the Ethiopians. They're trying the long balls. They've seen passing possession is not happening for them. But however, the Kenyans have to be careful. Vihiga Queens have to be careful. There's a lady by the name Boyonzo, who's wearing jersey number 21. As you can see, she is the one supplying the balls to the flanks. And
oh, and that, what a miss! What a miss for the Queens. A ball has been floated in absolutely nicely. And Topista Situma misses it by a whisker. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic pass. Oh, it would have been the best assist of the day. Jersey number 12, Topista Situma, missing it by inches.
well,
And as you said,
yes, well, Topista Situma together with Obunyu-Egesha have been phenomenal. They've been absolutely amazing in the league together, and that combination seems to be working for them, and they are still continuing that great combination here in the qualifiers, Peter.
what I am seeing here, trust you me, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. Enes Mudezi Mango, team captain. Plays a short one out. And I think the Queens have started controlling the game quite early, although both teams have not settled so far. But I can see they're putting in the effort early. And they are showing intent quite early in this game.
They need to show intent early because they need to get those goals in. The earlier they get the goal, the faster they relieve the pressure from themselves, Peter. And this is going to be quite a test for them, because if they can get the goals early, then it's going to just mean that they are going to be comfortable in this match, because looking at the way the Ethiopians are playing, they're very comfortable with the ball. They look like they enjoy themselves playing, and if given space, they might just punish the Queens, so they do not want to make sure
And
that
now they've
happens.
got the space into the box. Oh, they make it 1-0. And they make it 1-0. Oh, and as you have said, Medina Busser with jersey number 9.
Medina Busa with Jason.
Medina Busser makes it goal number 1 for the Ethiopians. What a floppy kind of defending there from the Queens. They look like they concentrated so much on going forward.
It was a 3v2 situation, and looking at where the ball came from, I did talk about Broza, and I did say that she is lethal when it comes to giving those through passes. And again, let's talk about the formation building up to these goals. Broza is supplying the ball on the left and on the right, so it's going to be very, very crucial for the Vihiga Queens to get this. And now that they've conceded, it is pressure on them, so they need to correct their mistakes, and Mango needs to make sure that her defense is solid.
Oh yes, they've put pressure on themselves, the Vihiga Queens. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia lead here in Nairobi as the home team. Vihiga Queens trailed by a goal to nil so early in the game. They conceded so early. The 8th minute was a bit too early for them to concede, bearing in mind that the whole country is behind them.
The whole country is rallying behind them, but this is a game that is going to have goals, as you said, Peter. This tournament so far, each and every match has been all about goals, and I don't think this is going to be any different. If anything, I think this is going to be one half that we're going to see 3 goals.
Oh, what a prediction. Coming from one girl who understands women's football. It's a pleasure having her on board this afternoon. And for real, It didn't look like the Ethiopians were going to score first. I must be honest. And there are the Kenyan girls. And it's an equalizer. No, it's not an equalizer. What a miss.
That was a very good save from the goalkeeper. You have to give credit to the goalkeeper. And again, Teresa once again showing intent but not finishing off quite right. But again, look at the goalkeeper. Her positioning was great. She looked at the placement of where Teresa was going to do it as we look at this corner, and she was right. So the goalkeeper's insight was good.
Absolutely fantastic, but it looks like Teresa Obunyegesha is the person to watch inside this Vihiga Queen side, because she already begins to show intent. I didn't even have time to look at who gave me the shot. I think I'm getting excited about this.
Look at that celebration, Peter. You have to give it to the girls. They've showed resilience. They wanted it more. And actually, they are... You know, they're telling themselves that they should have done it better. And what a goal. That is a goal. An absolute screamer. It had to be an assist of the post, I have to say. But what a beautiful goal by Maureen Achieng.
Oh, yes, Maureen Achieng opening her account inside the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. Oh, yes.
Tense moments, I tell you, Peter. Not a good place to be when you're here and you're tense that match. I tell you, this is how you feel in the hot seat. Hey.
Oh yes, it's CPE 1 and Vihiga Queens 1. This is how it feels when your home team is playing and you're behind the mic. It is absolutely tense.
I did say 3 goals in this half, so far my prediction is looking like it's 50% right.
You're still on the money?
I am, my money is on over 3 goals in this first half.
It's 1-1 as we speak. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, 1 goal. Vihiga Queens, 1 goal. But what a screamer that came from Marina Chieng. Oh, can that girl hit those ones?
And I'm telling you, she's shown the kind of food the people from Western Kenya eat. This is how we do it. Very heavy. We eat well. We shoot. And that's the shot that gets you the points that you need.
Oh, yes, she came shooting from the hip. And she did it right. I wish the crossbar could speak. Another shot coming in. I'm really excited about this one. Shooting from afar. And I think this is one game that is going to give us 1 goal of the tournament. Because so far, I have seen a goal of the tournament coming in.
And again, defensive blunders, really, we need to make sure, Vihiga Queens need to make sure that they're up to task in that defense. As we saw in the first goal they conceded, they've not been concentrating. And I said again, Mango needs to make sure that her troops are concentrating, because concentration is going to be key in this match. Let them not attack completely and forget how to defend.
It is absolutely good advice there. Jersey number 6, Joan Dairie. And there you have her, Liliana Ward, goalkeeper for the Starlets. That's a Kenyan international goalkeeper. A corner will come in from the Ethiopian side. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. We call them the CBE. Here in Kenya we have the CBK. Oh yes, and she's not even ready to take the corner. The referee gets impatient. And she floats one in. A header going out. Not successfully parried though. Another one comes in and they get another successive corner from jersey number 11, Phoebe Okechowiti. Phoebe Okech.
Well, these are the moments where you say you defend as a team and attack as a team. So hopefully if they can get those balls out of the danger area and hopefully do the good counter-attacks, we could be talking a 2nd goal for the Queens.
Okay, there's another prediction there from Gladys Midecha. A corner we are waiting for to see what happens. One is floated in. A long one it is. Oh yes, and who else? And Teresa Obunyegesha with a header out. Jersey number 11, as you can see her there, Phoebe Uwiti. Quite lanky a player she is. not want to be intimidated. And the Ethiopians have a throw. Let's see how far they can throw it into the danger area for the Queens. Can they do it again? Can the Queens defend this one? Oh yes, it's out. But it was an absolutely ambitious shot coming in there from the left. And trust you me, the goalkeeper needs to speak to her defenders. That was a bit lax coming from the defenders. And you know, these Ethiopians are going for precision more than power.
Exactly, and they are, as I said earlier, Peter, they are very comfortable with the goal. But let me tell you a few things about Vihiga Queens. They are, in the last season, they scored 58 goals, conceded only 6, so they are capable of scoring goals. And yes, they might concede a few, but this defense is one of the reasons that they've been doing so well. So to see them lackluster like this is going to be very, very disappointing, Peter.
All right, you can hear the statistics coming from the statistician herself, are saying they conceded only 6 in the season. That is absolutely phenomenal for any defense. The last time I heard of such numbers, I was talking about AC Milan very many years ago, marshaled by one Paolo Maldini. And if the girls from Kenya can do that, then they're absolutely phenomenal. In the middle of the park, the ball comes.
Well, Vihiga Queens have to make sure that they get possession of the ball, because if they let these Ethiopians keep possession, they will get drained, because they look very comfortable with the ball again, Peter. And they actually do have very good body strength, as you said. So the theory of them being bigger is not a theory anymore. We are seeing it on the pitch.
Oh, yes. That was a big bad boot there.
Good insight from Lillian Awor. She had to be alert because so far her defense is letting her down.
Oh yes, and if you hear one of the best defenses letting your coach down, it means letting the keeper down. It means there's a bit of tension inside the defense, and I think Mudaizi Mango needs to speak to her charges there. And it's dangerous right there, and that's an offside. That's a clear offside. That is a clear offside.
But again, this highlights that that the Vihiga Queens keep giving the Ethiopians is not going to be good for them. Very, very dangerous. My opinion, I think that one, they just might have got it wrong. Not an offside in my opinion. Very lucky to get away with it, Vihiga Queens. But let's see how they respond to it.
And there they are again, the Queens. They lose the ball quite easily.
Not very good for them. They need to be absolutely sure. With a team that has a 92% win rate in the league, they need to make sure that they're getting in those goals. And there's one player from Ethiopia, Loza Gionere. She is the captain, very quiet, but this lady is one lady who should not be given space. Last season alone, 16 appearances, 17 goals. Her record is very good, so if she is given space, it's going to be problems for Vihiga Queens.
Those statistics already tell me it's more than one goal a game.
She has an average of about 4 goals a game, and it's going to be absolutely sad if we don't see her score in this tournament. So they have to be very, very careful, Mango and her troops at the back.
Okay, it's been given a big boot there. Very dangerous ball coming in there. But the goalkeeper was alert, Lillian Award. Lillian Award was alert for that one. Kenya get Kenya's Vihiga Queens get the throw. Back to the keeper.
Vihiga Queens need to find a way to settle in this match. They look a little bit nervous in this 20 minutes, and as they get into 20 minutes again, we are hopeful that we're going to see something better come out of this match. The first minutes were very exciting. That's a very dangerous high boot from the number 21 jersey, Senayat Boyonzo, and she's the lady who's troubling the Vihiga defense.
And that girl has been trouble for the last 20 minutes. Yes. Cross comes in from the left, and I thought it was going in. It was an absolute Thunderbolt coming in from Jetred Shikangwa.
And I'm telling you, if it was not for that obstruction, you'd wonder how much footing she would have put into it, because now she had to stop and then find her motion again. So probably we can just say that the Ethiopians are lucky that they're not picking one from the net right now.
Sometimes you even wonder if there's this type of quality talent in Kenya.
And I'm telling you, the quality that we've seen in Cecafa all in this qualifiers has been absolutely amazing. And look at this match, 1-1, 21 minutes. This is going to be an absolute cracker, Peter.
Oh, and they remain alone with the keeper there. And she beats the keeper. Is this going to be a second goal? Yes, it is a second goal for the Ethiopians. It is a second goal for the Ethiopians. Oh, it is going to be a second goal for the Ethiopians. Where was the Queen's defense in that one? Where was the Queen's defense? She cut through that defense like a hot dagger through butter.
And I'm telling you again and again, Medina Bassa, this front three, she's the lady who, look at where that pass has come from. Again, we have been talking about the midfield and how lethal their final third of the Ethiopians is. And if you look at the formation again, I'm going to insist on it. Boizo is supplying those goals either to Khalsa or Bassa, and Bassa scores the second for the bankers of Ethiopia, and the Queens look like they're gonna have to look further in to take out that money.
For the second time, the Queens will be chasing this game. And as you predicted, you already have the money.
I already have the money. I am telling you, if I was putting this into action, I'd be very rich by now, Peter.
Oh yes, it's CBE FC 2, Vihiga Queens 1. And that one was one good goal, you must admit. Yes, Vivian Makoha Nasaka was the last person to be beaten, but most definitely, what did you expect of Medina Bassa alone in the box? And there's also one girl who is really troubling the Queen's defense. Jersey number 12, Aragash Kalsatadese. Very diminutive, but is causing the Queen's defense a lot of trouble. Here they are, trailing 2-1. 23 minutes on the cards. And it's not looking good for the Queens.
You can see the frustration on the Vihiga Queens face, the team from Kenya. Not very happy with their performance right now. They need to regroup and regroup very fast. And you know, the thing about football is that you have to do it while in the pitch. There's so much the coach can do right now because play is still continuing. So what are they going to do? How are they going to regroup themselves? What kind of mentality are they having in this match is going to speak volumes for them.
Oh, yes. And if they allow a third one, then it will be running away. So they have to be very careful how they defend.
And we can just see that the high balls keep going behind the defenders, and that means that the Vihiga Queens of Kenya are creating very high lines. They need to be very, very sober in their defense. They need to make sure that they're actually pushing it in the right direction.
Trust you me, the Ethiopians are trying to slow the game down here. That one doesn't look very injured, does she? She
doesn't look very injured. She probably just needs a breather, and I can't blame her. She's been doing a lot of running for the bankers of Ethiopia, and this was absolutely a screamer of a goal by Maureen.
Oh yes, that was one of the best goals of the tournament so far. But all the same, right now, it is not enough. It is not enough to remove the blushes from their faces. They need to do a bit more. They need to dig deep into their character to come back and win this one. Jersey number 21, Senait Boizo, a really thorn in the flesh. And there we have a cooling break where the players go to the sidelines to rehydrate. I think the humidity in Nairobi is quite taxing to the body. And so it is absolutely in order for every player to be given that opportunity to have a sip or two of water. Not enough to cause a stitch, but at least to rehydrate and feel and feel alive again to be able to continue with the match.
As you said, the humidity in Nairobi is absolutely unforgiving, and this cooling break is exactly what the players need. It's going to be very tough to play for a whole 45 minutes in this kind of heat, so we do thank the organizers for making sure that that cooling break is coming at the right time.
Of course it is. And does this come at the right time, the header? No. Jersey number 12 there to Pista Situma. Had an opportunity to head it towards goal, but I still believe they have something in them to come back. They still have to show the whole country why they're called the Kenyan champions. Out with the header. Puts it inside the box. Is it possible to score a second one? And no! Oh, she definitely takes it to the birds.
See, I tell you, these are the kind of things that we'd say in rugby it looked like a good try, but I'm telling you, off the bar. In that kind of position, you want to make sure that you've looked at the keeper, the positioning of the keeper, and where you're going to place the ball. There was no need to put too much energy on it. Any placing in that box would have been great.
Of course, it would have been enough to beat goalkeeper Tankuwa Bergen Nabarcho. Telling you the names that I'm hearing from Africa. This side of the Cecafa. Goalkeeper Tarekwa Bergen Nabarcho. Already been beaten once, this goalkeeper in this match. So it shows that it is very possible to be beaten again.
Very much possible, but as you can see, the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia's coach does not want to sit. He knows the city is too hot right now. He wants to make sure that everything is going according to plan.
This is some end-to-end football, and that was not the brightest of goalkeeping. That was not the best of goalkeeping there from Lilian Awar, the Kenyan international goalkeeper. Let us see whether she can do better next time. But she parried the ball in a way that I did not expect of her. There you have Gentrix Shikangwa.
Another thing, Peter, that the Vihiga Queens have to do, they have to ensure that they're making complete passes, because any accurate mispass, you can see the black and white of the Ethiopians have filled the field. They're making sure that they're getting those 50-50 balls, and they're making quite a meal out of them. So this, as you said, is going to be end-to-end as we see an attempt of a counter-attack by Vihiga Queens.
Oh yes, Gentrix is alone. Gentrix is alone on the left. Isn't she communicating? Because definitely you have to make noise, you have to ask for the ball. Sometimes you... Oh yes, your colleague sometimes is so concentrates on the ball. She cannot see where you are. You got to make noise. You got to call her to attention, and she has to know where exactly you are.
I think that mistake was from Topista. She should have looked up, passed the ball earlier on, and the pass to the correct person would have been to Gentrix and not on the right.
I think now they're going to undo that mistake. There you have Gentrix. With the left, she tried to do too much.
Again, that is a very, very careless challenge, I have to say. Very lucky by Joanne not to get booked for that offense. Very, very dangerous.
Oh yes, she was beaten so early. She was beaten so early.
Very late challenge from her.
Of course.
And again, let's look at the build-up and see what the Queens can do. Talking about those accurate mispasses again, and here we are seeing it. They're not completing their passes. They have to make sure that they're completing their passes, and when they win the ball, they have to keep control of the ball. Right now they're playing like a very, very frustrated side.
Of course, frustration has coming in. Frustration must have come in after the second goal there, because it was a total defensive lapse that caused them to lose a second goal to Medina Bassa.
Peter, as you've rightfully put it, it is defensive lapses. Both goals conceded by the Vihiga Queens means that they need to work on their defensive communication.
They have to talk to each other, especially the goalkeeper Liliana War. She's got to speak to her defense, plan her defense early. You know, sometimes I believe when you put on a very high line, you leave the goalkeeper as the sweeper.
That's giving her a lot of pressure because she has to make quick decisions, make sure that she's not making any decision that will get her red carded. And that leaving her as the last man at the pitch is very, very dangerous.
Of course, it is. And let's see how well they can defend this one. The Queens on the left. Yes, let us see whether they bring in the cross that yields a goal here. They really need one. In the next 15 or so minutes, the Queens need a goal, at least.
And as it is, the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia have great possession. They have control of the game, and it looks like it's going to be a fast half for the Ethiopians. As we look at a substitution that is going on, Topista Situma looks to be giving way, and they are bringing in Violet Wanyonyi. And Violet Wanyonyi, this is a new acquisition for the Vihiga Queens. They got her from their local club in Nairobi, Kenya, from the Eldoret Falcons. They are adding an attacker to this game, and between Gentrix Shikangwa and Violet, they have 38 goals in between them. This is just telling you the kind of hunger that the Vihiga Queens have for this match.
And absolutely. Oh yes, can she hold on to that one? And the goalkeeper parries it out.
Looks
Yes.
like there was too much strength on that shot, showing intent. So as we speak, that is the first
Yes, I think the goalkeeper went down very early. Goalkeeper must have gone down very early. Tariko Bargena Barto taking that shot from Triza Ubunyu. And as we speak, Violet Wanyonyi is on the pitch for Topista Situma. Sometimes it is very frustrating to be sacrificed without an injury.
Sometimes you have to, if something is not working, you have to say, and as you look at that goal, that was a very beautiful goal coming in. Look at that corner. The projection was right, an absolutely beautiful angle, and it's going to be all, you know, she's talking about all about the brain. I've been working this, and look at the second goal, where it's coming from. This is the lady number 9, Busa. She is an absolutely phenomenal, she's absolutely phenomenal with the ball, very swift, looks like she has velvet on her feet. The ball absolutely loves her. She is going to be very, very immense for this Bankers of Ethiopia.
These are some of the things that we love to see, especially in women's football. Girls gliding with it. It is like they're walking on snow.
It's called gliding with grace.
Of course.
You know, you have to put it right as we see this corner.
Okay, the corner comes in. It's a long one. But who has it now?
Very good projection, very good defending from the Ethiopians. Again, the 50-50 balls, the Vihiga Queens just not getting them right, and that is forcing the Commercial Bankers of Ethiopia to clear out. And again, those short passes that we've been talking about, Peter, they have to make sure that they are long enough, because again, short passes actually give you an injury because you have to stretch farther.
Oh yes. No foul there. Gentrix takes it away. But she put so much power behind it.
This
Yes.
young girl, if she just got the angle right, if it would have been slightly further, I'm telling you, that would have been a goal, because you see it was a little bit too close to the box. If it would have been further, we would be talking about 2-2. But I assure you, Peter, I see a goal in the second half with the addition
And
of
there it
Violet
comes.
Wanyonyi. That is a corner. Gentrix Shikangwa on that left wing, giving the left winger the left back absolute torture, making sure that she understands that I am a young player and I'm getting this right.
Oh yes, and we look at another corner here. TBE defending a corner, and they've been defending for the last like 3 to 4 minutes. So the Queens have begun to show intent here. 36 minutes on the cards. It's still 2-1 in favor of the Ethiopians. Yes, the Queens have opened an account, but still doesn't have enough money in it. Who is at the end of this one? Yes, that's another foul.
A foul in a very, very dangerous area. But let's talk about those high boots that we are seeing in very dangerous areas. It's going to be very costly, and they have to be very, very careful. That is an absolute cracker of a skill. You know, you 1-2, they're chasing shadows. Now the next thing they have to do is just put a man down.
Oh yes, there Morena Cheng, scorer of the first goal. Going down. I can see Gentrix. Very good penalty taker, this Gentrix Shikangwa.
And also very good at set pieces. If she gets this right, this could be a goal. Right in between the wall and where the goalkeeper is standing, there is some space there. If she can just, you know, find a way through it, it's going to be an absolute cracker.
And here she comes. Let us see what happens with this one. Gentrix Shikangwa. Oh yes, and it's a goal.
Rebound.
And it's number 2. And it's number 2 from a rebound. And it's number 2 from a rebound. Gentrix Shikangwa hits it so well. And look at the happiness on those girls' faces. I think they're doing a Luya jig.
I'm telling you, that kind of celebration is absolutely amazing. And remember,
yes.
I did talk about Gentrix being very good in set pieces. She brought it right into the box. And while the Ethiopian defense were still trying to organize themselves, the keeper should actually have punched that ball instead of trying to, you know, open up with her palms. And they say it doesn't matter how the goal comes in, all that matters is it's that in the net. And that's a second goal for Maureen. And this girl is showing why she is absolutely on fire. Now, Maureen Ochieng, if you look at where she's playing,
It's now CBE 2, Vihiga Queens 2.
Yes, and Maureen Ochieng, as I was saying, she is playing the 10 position, so she's actually in the right place to get those 50-50 balls. This is exactly what they needed, the kind of motivation just before halftime to get that goal. And Vihiga Queens now need to compose themselves, make sure that they score a third before halftime, because they actually have time.
And it is actually possible because they've scored 2 already. They know very well Torikwa is beatable. But how solid is their defense? And what have they done right that they can continue to do?
I think the addition of Violet Wanyonyi has been absolutely immense. We've seen less pressure coming for the Queens. She is falling back a little bit more, helping out with the back line. And as you said, Vihiga Queens composed themselves since that, and Gentrix Shikangwa has been absolutely massive for these Queens in the first half. As they take this throw-in, look at how they're organizing themselves. They're making sure that they have, that's a foul throw, that's a foul throw, Peter. They're making sure that they have 3 attacking players in that final third.
Oh yes, it's 2-2 now. The teams are level. End-to-end football, we're enjoying end-to-end football here. This tournament is turning out to be something else. Oh yes, this is something for the movies.
telling you, when they talk about goals galore, it is happening right here at the Cecafa Zone qualifiers in Nairobi National Stadium. I wonder what the atmosphere would have been like with fans in this stadium and this kind of entertainment, Peter.
This would have been that we can talk and talk until the cocks come home. But all the same, wherever they are, those fans, all they have to do is observe the COVID protocols. Oh, and another problem for the Queen's defense. And this time round, they get it right. Although they give a throwaway, I'm a bit still worried about how they're defending.
Always being caught flat-foot, and that is very, very, very dangerous. As we see Felicitas Kadari on the ground, she is trying to get herself a breather. That kind of defending needed, you know, all they really need to step up their concentration. They need to step up their game, because this is a match that is going to go down to the wire, Peter.
And most definitely, because they're going to meet tough teams in the coming matches. We have seen some absolutely phenomenal attackers in this tournaments so far, since yesterday. And if this is going to continue going forward, then defenses have to be locked and locked with the biggest padlocks possible. So Coach Charles Okoth has his work cut out when it comes to organizing Enes Mango and her charges.
You know, the coach of the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia did say that they have been training for this particular tournament for 3 months. And that kind of preparation just tells you the mentality that the Ethiopians have come with to this particular tournament. They are ready to fight for it until the end of the tournament. It's going to be blood, it's going to be sweat, it's going to be tears. And we are seeing it in this particular match.
Oh, yes. This one has been some end-to-end football madness right here, unfolding right before our eyes. And trust you me, we are loving it, and we hope you are loving it too, wherever you are in the Cecafa region, whether you're in Addis Ababa, whether you're in Nairobi, Kenya, whether you're in Bujumbura, in Burundi. I hope you're enjoying every minute of this football extravaganza, because truth be told, we have seen some wonderful football being played by the beautiful girls from the Cecafa region. A ball floating in, very dangerous for the Queen's defense, and the shot goes out. And once again, Medina Bassa, jersey number 9, the scorer of the second goal. Was left there very dangerously. And we all have seen what she can do. She's got magic on her feet, and she knows exactly where the net is. So that's a very dangerous football player to leave unmarked. Very tricky player, very difficult to give attention to. But right now, things are looking good. And everything is there. Is there a third goal? No. What a miss. Yes, Gentrix Shikangwa at the right place, at the right time. There's a player down for Ethiopia. Gentrix misses it. Oh yes, and Phoebe Owiti also misses it. 2 minutes of stoppage time. We have 2 minutes of stoppage time. And there's a player down, I should believe it's a Knight Bayoso. Or it is a Mebar Adisu. Mebar Adisu, jersey number 20. Very agile player. I wonder who she clashed with. And there we have 2 minutes of stoppage time with goalkeeper Tariq Kwabarcho. That is goalkeeper Tariq Kwabarcho with it. trying to bring in the goal kick to finish off the 2 minutes of stoppage time on the referee's clock. And there we have a big miss. But yes, Liliana Ward, the Kenyan international goalkeeper, comes out and does well. Look at what can the Queens do. What can the Queens do with that one? Oh, that's a wrong-footed float. Should have been well directed towards goal. Few seconds before half-time here. Very few seconds before half-time. And I believe the referee will be blowing her whistle any time from now. Very good football coming in from the Queens there. But that's a very feeble try. Very feeble attempt. I think this will be... Yes, and it is. The last boot of the half.
Of the first half, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia against Vihiga Queens. Half-time score, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia 2, Vihiga Queens of Kenya.
It has been a very good, a very fantastic first half. It's now half time, and as you see the highlight there, for the second goal for the Vihiga Queens, Gentrix Shikangwa brings it in. Look at the jig, absolutely fantastic. A very good jig.
Tunawakumbusheni wakati ambapo tunaendelea kupata burudani la mechi, hakikisha kwamba unafuata itifaki zote za kudhibiti corona, ikiwa kwamba unadumisha umbali wewe pamoja na mwenzako, hadi kadhalika unavalia kitambua chako vizuri kadiri inavyotakikana. Kipindi cha kwanza kimetamatika, ni mapumziko.
It's halftime right here at the Nyayo National Stadium. The Zebras, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia 2, Vihiga Queens 2. Quite a match we are witnessing here, Gladys. And you being in the booth, I know you've had all the excitement, the pandemonium and everything. The goals are raining in. But not just goals, but quality, top goals.
The one thing we have to talk about in this particular Cecafa qualifiers is the fact that it's raining goals. And in this match, 4 goals already in the first half. This is one match we're likely to see 8 goals coming in through comfortably. And where they're going to come from is the big question.
The big question, and we've seen a lot of lapses in defense, and it's something that we can say has really cost the teams on both ends. You can see Vihiga Queens conceded 2 goals in similar fashion by the assassin.
I'm telling you, that lady called Busa, she has been absolutely phenomenal. The supply has been coming from Bioza, the lady in jersey number 21. She has been absolutely amazing. She has been the spine, if I may say, for the bankers of Ethiopia. And it's going to be absolutely instrumental that the Vihiga Queens find a way of neutralizing her.
Definitely they have to neutralize that, but they had the first chance, the Vihiga Queens. Gentrix having that first chance earlier on. And look at that. Look at the build-up play. Commercial Bank coming in. But then they lost the possession deep inside their area. And look at that. Boom. a counter-attack as Vihiga Queens is known for.
Vihiga Queens are known for their counter-attacks. However, they have to make sure that they utilize their chances. In front of that goal, it has to be one chance, one goal. You cannot afford to waste your chances, especially when you are playing a team that is very, very comfortable with the ball, like the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia.
And you look at that, Gentrix missing that chance. Look at that shot, powerful shot. Could
Very
have found
powerful.
the top right corner.
I am telling you, I don't think we'd be changing the net right now if that had gone in. But it just shows you the quality of these two teams. Absolutely phenomenal, Greg. This has to be one of the best matches that we've seen in this tournament so far.
But then a moment of a lapse in defense, Topisa Stuma not having a really good match, letting in the Ethiopian attack, Abusa, and there we go. They went down 1-0.
Talking about the defense, look at how far that came from. Goalkeeper, and then an accurate miss pass, and this has been the undoing of the Vihiga Queens. Look at them, they're not covering their spaces very well, and that is an absolutely beautiful goal. There was nothing Lillian Award would have done about it. Busa is going to absolutely be hell for any defenders. She knows how to find the space, she knows how to make the runs, and that is exactly what she did. Look at where that pass came from. All the way from the midfield to the final third of to the final half of the other side of goal. And this is just going to be one of the pep talks that Charles Award has to talk to the Queens about the defense. The communication has been absolutely poor, and I am very surprised because Vihiga Queens are known for conceding very few goals. 2 already is questionable, and Mango has to make sure that she is telling her defenders what to do.
But the response definitely was good. Moments later, they got their equalizer. A very good goal by Maureen Acheng. Look at that goal. It was something that we can say was a well-crafted move.
Maureen Achieng is playing 10. She's always at the right time, at the right place. The 50-50 balls, she is getting them quite correctly. And I'm telling you, that was a screamer of a shot, assisted by the post, I have to say, Greg. She put so much power into it. I don't even think the goalkeeper would have handled it. But the technique was absolutely amazing. Her placing was also absolutely amazing. And more correctly is that celebration that we're seeing right now.
But then look at how the Ethiopians defended, not really marking their lines very well. It was all about zonal marking and forgetting that where the players were. I think it's also a problem that resulted to that goal.
Well, we have to say the Vihiga Queens had to take advantage of that because the way they have been playing, the Ethiopians knew that zonal marking would work for them. And that was the first set piece that we actually saw resulting into a goal. So from what we saw in the other set pieces, they had to be very, very, very careful and to make sure that they're standing in the right zones. And with that resulted that shot from Maureen.
Definitely positional play, playing against the Ethiopians. But then they responded again, this time around. Busa getting the second goal in similar fashions. I think the defense was in shambles.
This defense has been absolutely in shambles, as you rightly put it, Greg. Same fashion, the first goal came in from the midfield, bypassing the defense, and we could see a frustrated Vihiga Queens defense trying to get themselves in order. And you know, when you're trying to put yourself back in order, it's usually very, very difficult. But again, same position from the midfield, right in between the defense. That was no offside. She placed herself perfectly. She knows she doesn't have the biggest of bodies, so she has to know where to place herself. And this was an absolutely beautiful goal. A brace for her in the beautiful weather of Nairobi. This just has to be a good gift.
But then look at the split pass. It wasn't really, it was the similar kind of goal they considered. And you can see it sending a lot of celebrations in the bench. But then Vihiga again, once again, coming from down, making sure that they're not going at halftime 2-1 down, getting the second goal. This time via another defensive mishap in the Commercial Bank side. Look at that goal. A set piece well taken by Gentrix, not well defended by the keeper. Didn't really pull it away. Maureen Achieng there once again.
Another brace. I'm telling you, it's all about braces in this particular match. And if you look at that match, the positioning of the keeper was good, but what she needed to do was actually punch the ball out instead of putting it back into the field of play. And as I said earlier, Maureen always knows where to place herself. It has to be this kind of chances that you have to make sure you take them in any particular match. And for this, it had to be the perfect gift for Vihiga, because had they gone to halftime 2-1 down, it would have been more pressure for them. They can now reorganize, and they can now reorganize themselves, communicate better in their defense, you know, put in a few effort here and there, and this is going to be the game changer for them. And we have to talk about Situma coming off. What impact did it have? We actually saw that Vihiga Queens possessed the ball more.
Yeah, looking at the substitutes, we can see the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia hasn't utilized any, but right now we know they might be going out to try and seek some goals. What do you think they can do from the substitutions? You see the likes of Abdisa there, the likes of Mersha, Cecafa. Whom do you think can come in and maybe try change the matrix?
One of the things that I know the Ethiopians are going to do is that they're going to try and reinforce their midfield, their defensive midfield, so that they can actually cut off the supply of Vihiga. In that case, they might as well try and withdraw probably one midfielder who's probably had tired legs, because there's a lot of running has been done, and we might just see another midfielder coming in for them in this particular match. It's going to be very difficult to say who's going to come out, because overall they've been a very, very good team.
Definitely they'll be trying, and Coach Heya will be doing that. But then Geoffrey Charles Okere-Okoth has some work to do. Look, the likes of Janet Bundi, the likes of Marcelina Nyango, Muderi, Muhonja, Bridgets, all in the bench, all yearning to come in and try get the winner.
Well, Bridgets has a lot of experience with the Vihiga Queens. She might be a good addition to this side right now, as they're struggling to actually put their defense in order. But I think with the inclusion of Violet Wanyonyi, they might just want to play it out to 60 minutes and see how it goes before they make any substitutions. So it's going to be very, very tough for them again. Keeping in mind they've already done one substitution, they want to see how Violet will blend in. And between Violet, Gentrix and Terry, they actually have about 38 goals with them. So this is the kind of firepower that the Vihiga Queens actually need to make sure that they win this game.
Are you still saying Vihiga will win this, or CBE is going to take this away?
It's going to be a very, very tough one, Greg. I think it's the team that will be more motivated to want this more. Who will be hungrier will be the question. But for Vihiga Queens, they have to make sure that they're not putting so much pressure on themselves. They have to make sure that they're scoring the goals early, not coming back from behind, because every time you do that, you actually tend to make mistakes. So if they can capitalize on the chances they're making, score about 3 goals, this is one match I still see 8 goals.
You are really trying to play safe here, because we don't know how it will go. But then heading into the second half, I know we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll be crossing over to Peter Kirumba on the other side to tell us more about what's coming up in the second half. It's Commercial Bank of Ethiopia versus Vihiga Queens right here at the Nyayo National Stadium. It's the Cecafa Women Champions League qualifier happening here in Nairobi. See you at full time.
Oh yes, thank you very much, Gladys Midecha and Greg Mulemi at the pitch side. And another second half of hot football in the making here, because we have already seen Commercial Bank of Ethiopia versus Vihiga Queens right here at the Nyayo Stadium. I can see a little wind, and as you can see from your screen, we are coming back with CBEFC of Ethiopia 2, Vihiga Queens 2. That was the confirmation of the score by halftime. That was the confirmation of the score from halftime. And now another great second half in the offing right here. We have already seen 4 goals in the first half, and we are looking and the girls are looking very, very positive for another scintillating second half. So relax, continue with whatever you're doing, have your drink, take your popcorn, because we're bringing you another second half of football extravaganza. Football, the beautiful game being played by very beautiful people right here in Nairobi, Kenya. And as you can see on your screen, the Vihiga Queens doing some Luya jig there. You think they're warming up, but looks like a very good Luya jig. In full blue. Yes, the jig. That looks like an Isukuti dance right there. They look motivated for the second half. And as it is, they have come from behind twice. What will happen in the second half? We are yet to know. They have made mistakes, yes. They have redeemed themselves, yes. Is there a possibility for them to go in front, at least for once in this match? Because that is the only key to winning this game. And remember, it is their first match of this tournament on home soil. And trust you me, I don't think their coach is saying they have a chance to lose this one. They should be absolutely motivated. There are the Ethiopians warming up for the second half. A tough opponent in my books. A tough opponent. A tough opponent in my books. And there they are now, their goalkeeper, Tarikwa Bargena Barcha, beaten twice. There she is, very fast, Senait Boyozo. Jersey number 3 for Kenya, Mudezi Mango, captain of the side. Captain of the side, that is the captain, Vihiga Queens, Enes Mudezi Mango. And any time from now, the referee will be kicking us off for the second half, and we are underway. And remember, I'm with my very able analyst here. Gladys Midecha is with me in the booth to take you through the paces for the second half. And I believe this second half will be more scintillating than the first half. Gladys, if you were to be coach on either side,
yes,
what would you have told your charges at halftime?
Well,
and there you have it. A big mistake already. Have they come in from the Queens? That was one big mistake. They were left gaping there by jersey number 21 tonight, Boizo. That is one defensive mistake in the first few seconds of the second half.
And you know, Peter, it's very, very, very concerning because we were expecting that the coach would have had a pep talk with this defense. We were expecting to see a more vigilant defense coming from the Vihiga Queens, and to see them making that kind of mistake in the first minutes of the second half. This tells you that it's going to be absolutely tight. It's whoever is going to settle in the second half fastest that is going to get that goal in the net.
Oh yes, whoever settles first in the second half is going to take the day. But this team has come from behind twice. Is it possible that they go in front at least for once in this match?
And that actually should be the plan of Vihiga Queens. They should make sure that they're not putting the pressure on themselves. They need to make sure that they're taking those chances and converting them to goals. Otherwise, they're going to pay the price. And we've seen this Commercial Bank of Ethiopia very comfortable on the ball. They move very well with it. And that should be a great concern. That is something Charles Award should have seen in the first half and should have addressed it, talking about how to dispossess this good Ethiopian side from the balls, taking those chances and converting them into goals. And most importantly, this 50-50 balls, how are they handling them?
Oh yes, and there they are, right there in the box. Is that a corner or a goal kick? I think it's a goal kick. The Vihiga Queens are not in a hurry to claim that one.
Well, they just look like they're getting themselves into those spaces, and that is exactly how they're going to win this match. Now, what they should have done is actually cross that ball with a 45 in to make sure that they actually make it more dangerous.
Oh yes, it's easier when you put the ball across goal, especially when you're already in the box. The best place to put it is hard and low, because it can ricochet on any leg and go in.
Very, very, very true, and you never know just what someone might do in that defense. Again, Vihiga need to make sure that they're putting the ball low enough for them to be able to control this ball, because if you noticed very well, the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia are using the high balls and making sure that they're going behind the defenders because they know they can make the runs. So this is something that Vihiga Queens have to correct, and how they are regrouping again, and they have a free kick there for them. A little bit far off from where they would have liked it, but still very good positioning if you put the right pressure to it.
Oh yes, and the pressure it is, because Gentry Shikangwa is on it. She's done well with one. Let's see what she does with this one. 4 minutes into the second half, Gentry Shikangwa with a dead ball. Oh yes, put it inside!
Oh my goodness, what a shot.
Gentry Shikangwa!
And again,
the crossbar comes to save it. Opens from, oh no, Gentry Shikangwa. She does it absolutely fantastically. I think I should see the replay to make sure it wasn't a goal, that one. And there it comes.
Again,
it did not go in.
Did not go in, came back, bouncing back. But again, look at how the Kenyan side is collecting their dead balls. Gentry Shikangwa, an absolute screamer. From a position that I actually said was not close enough to goal, that was a very, very powerful attempt.
Of course, the things you see in the big leagues of Europe happening right here in Nairobi. Gentry Shikangwa. She's barely 20, Gentry Shikangwa.
And her level of football, her level of experience,
and her level of genius
is absolutely amazing. And I'm telling you, that kind of shot would have scared any goalkeeper, would have scared any good defense. And that is just making a statement. However, in the second half, it's not the statements that need to be made, it's the net that needs to be shaken.
Oh yes, I think your statement in itself is a statement enough. I shouldn't add nothing more. Shouldn't make statements, just make the net shake. That's why you're on that pitch. 5 minutes into the second half, and they are having another free kick very deep into their half. They are trying to overlook the defense, which has not been possible. Good defending from the Ethiopians.
Again, in this first 5 minutes, it's very important that we note that the Vihiga Queens have tried to pack their midfield in order to make sure that they are not giving the Lady Biozo any space, because if they give her space, she is dangerous. And look at that kind of counter-attack. It's only that the decision-making there has been very slow. Unfortunately, nothing will happen for them because she took too long to make a decision. And this is Loza. She has had a very quiet game, but this girl is absolutely dangerous. Only 23 years of age. In her last league matches, she scored 17 goals in 16 appearances. So this is one lady who should not be given space, and Vihiga Queens need to make sure they're neutralizing that midfield in order to cut off supply.
All right, you heard it from the girl herself. And here they come, the bankers of Ethiopia. But this time round, they've been watched closely, though not convincingly enough for me. This defense need to be talked to separately at some point.
very, very wanting defending, Peter, and it's very sad that in this kind of tournament, especially when you're playing such a good team, you've already seen the kind of quality they're displaying. You need to correct it. And again, Mango is the leader in that back line. She needs to make sure she is communicating with her defenders and with the midfielders. And with that question, it looks like Joanne and Awor need to, and Mylene Award need to actually have some serious communication, because they're playing the two defensive midfielders.
That's correct. And there she is, Senat Boizo. She's really tormenting the Queens. And there she is, Violet Wanyonyi. Cut her hair short. And I believe she has the ability to cut the bunkers short here. Let's see what they do. A long one coming in there. None of the Queen's players is there to harass the Ethiopian defense. And that again gives them the confidence to kick the ball around.
And you know, they have to find a way of putting pressure to this Ethiopian side, especially not giving them space to pass around the ball. So they need to make sure every time one player from the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia has the ball, they have to make sure about two players from the Queens are closing in order to cut off their supply. But that is not happening. We're seeing the Queens trying to use their spaces, and it's not working for them, because now they end up wasting balls.
There you are.
In the midfield, probably a little bit of tired legs. Her chemistry with Joanne in this particular game was not working. Let's see if she will bring something to it.
And let's see what happens here. A rather ambitious way of finishing this one.
And you have to ask the question, where were the other players? She was already in the box. Why weren't they, just going in? We could see Gentrix Shikangwa on the left. That means that Terry had to be on the right just to put in more pressure, so that if the ball does not, if the ball went out as it did, she should have been there to receive it.
Almost definitely. And there again is Medina Bassa. Very dangerously put through, but all the same, it hasn't worked for her in the second half, but it's still very early. But it must have been a very lonely box there for Triza Obunyu Egesha, because she looked at who is there, a yellow card in the offing here. And I always thought that yellow card was coming.
Well, it's been a... Interestingly, that is Joanna Vire, and I was just talking about her. You know, when you're a midfield maestro, then playing number 6, playing deep, you tend to make this kind of fouls, but you need to be very, very careful about how you're making them. The referee has been very lenient on the yellow cards. This is the first of the match. I think she's doing an excellent job.
Oh yes, the refereeing in this tournament has been absolutely top class, and you must admit, oh, and they are the Ethiopians. No. Yes, Liliana Ward does well, but still, again, the ball penetrating the defense so easily there. Look at that pass.
They keep
in between two defenders.
Spaces in between the defenders, as you're rightfully putting it, and they need to show how much they're covering in that particular area. And this should be an area that the Vihiga Queens need to be absolutely careful, because if you look at how much falling back they have to do, they're not doing enough. The defense is still not doing enough.
There she is, Tarikwa Barcha with a long one. They're not the tallest of players in the attack for Ethiopians. Yes, they let it go, but all the same, at some point when the ball bounced in the penalty area, there was still some confusion in there, and I think Mango herself is not playing up to her potential today, and you really wonder what Coach Charles Okoth is thinking about his defense, because most definitely this tournament is getting tougher and tougher.
It's getting very, very tough, especially for the home team from Kenya, Vihiga Queens. And what is actually very, very worrying, Peter, is the fact that the ball keeps going in the same fashion over the defenders and into the space. And as I said, these bankers can actually running. It's like they're chasing their money and they know exactly what they want, as we see this attempt of a counter-attack from Vihiga Queens.
Yes, right there in the box, but the control, the first touch wasn't very good there.
Too heavy.
Moreno Chieng.
Too heavy of a touch.
Of course, it's too heavy of a touch inside the 6-yard area, and that was definitely never going to materialize, because the minute you lose that ball in that area, you definitely play it into the goalkeeper's hands so very easily. And they're regrouping to come again, the Queens.
Well, again, they need to learn how to release the ball early enough, and Violet Wanyonyi needs to learn how to adjust and play with her space, because she has a lot of space on her flanks. If she can put the ball on the line, this is a team that can actually run, and they need to utilize all the space they can run. As we see this attempt for them to try and cross the ball, but very, very good defending from the Ethiopian side.
It's still 2-2. About 1 hour of football played so far. Quite a number of substitutions made. The Vihiga Queens have made 2. I don't think the Ethiopians have made any substitutions so far. They still think they are solid enough to keep the Queens at bay. And the Queens have a corner. The Queens have a corner. And it's floated in very nicely. Are they going to have another one? Oh, yes! Oh, and it ricochets off the post. And again, it was Triza. It was Triza Igesha. It ricochets off the post. Look at how it came. They thought they had defended it well.
That was a beautiful corner by Kadari Felicitas. Very well curved into the 45. She put it right in the box. Just again, the goalpost denying the Queens a third goal. Their third goal. It would have been spectacular, and we would have seen change of atmosphere in the playing field.
Of course, definitely, even their body language would have changed here, because for the first time they'll be leading in this match.
Yes,
they've come from behind twice, and they know how painful it is to chase a game, especially a game that is the beginning of a tournament, and you're at home. It is immense pressure to begin to chase a game.
Peter, that was good winning of the ball there by the Vihiga Queens, just managing to keep the possession and forcing the Ethiopians to take it out. They have to focus on putting pressure on the Ethiopian half so that they can actually materialize into getting some good set pieces from there, because someone might easily foul you in that half, and it'll be easier to win those fouls when you're in their half. So they have to put pressure there.
And there it comes now. The goalkeeper makes a daring save. One-on-one with Gentrix Shikangwa, and she gets away with it.
Gentrix Shikangwa should have actually lifted the ball higher, because the keeper...
I think she knows Gentrix.
Yes.
She knew exactly where to place it, but
Very
the goalkeeper gets
insight.
it right. She did everything right. But sometimes, as they say it, the balls just won't go in.
Lady Luck does not look to be smiling at her today. She's looking for that goal. She's been absolutely phenomenal. I think she does deserve a goal, and if she would have scored, we would have seen a totally different Gentrix in this remaining quarter.
Of course, there's a Morena Chieng is going out, scorer of both goals. Janet Bundi.
Morina Chieng has scored the brace for the Vihiga Queens. She's now being given a rest, and coming in is Janet Bundi. Janet, also a phenomenal player. She's been instrumental for this Vihiga Queens. But again, look at the positioning of the defenders. Peter, you know, you have to get worried. They're leaving a player right behind them, and that was not going to be in any offside position, if I may say.
Oh yes, if she got that ball, it would not have been offside. And some of these players have noticed that, and they're playing on the blind side.
Yes.
And when they play on the blind side, sometimes it catches a defender unawares, which is an unforgivable mistake for a defender. You don't let any opponent on your blind side. You shouldn't leave anybody on your blind side, because if you can't see someone from your back, it is very easy for the ball to bounce before you, and before you can take control of the situation, you have your opponent one-on-one with your keeper, and most of the time it ends up making you lose a goal.
And you are absolutely right, and that is the situation that the Vihiga Queens are looking at right now. Very, very tactical, this bankers of Ethiopia. They've been absolutely phenomenal. They got this one right, and I'm sure they'd be happy with the draw, but happier with a win. And they need to make sure that they're just composed enough to push it up to the last minute, because they are very, very comfortable with the ball. I know I've said that so many times this evening, but that is exactly how it is.
Oh yes, let's see what happens to this one. A low cross coming in. Very, very poor one for that matter. Will they win the ball back? I think it will be impossible to win the ball back now.
Look at that ball handling skills.
That is Medina Bassa.
This girl is an absolute joy to watch.
Very cheeky with the ball. It's like she's joking with it. It's like she's playing around with it. It's like she's not serious about it, you know?
I told you, this lady is playing like she has velvet on her feet. The ball just loves her. If you see how she's handling it, the technique in which she's doing all this theatrics with, we'd expect this, you know, absolute professional footballers way abroad and not in East Africa. But look at the quality of football she's bringing right here on Kenyan soil.
Oh yes, reminds me of a former Kenya international, Jamal Mohammed. Plays the ball like it's a joke, you know? It's like he's wearing skates. And there comes a shot. And goalkeeper Tarikwa Barachao.
She has had a lot of work to do this evening, and she has been good for the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. She's kept them in this match so many times, and you know, credit to her. She's been absolutely excellent. Good saves, good insight. Credit to her.
And I think from the very onset yesterday, we have seen very, very good goalkeepers. The goalkeeping department of almost every team is on top.
Top-notch goalkeeping.
Oh, of course.
And you know, you have to give credit, because there has been a phase where we've not been seeing very good goalkeepers, and now it looks like that phase is coming back. Again, Vihiga Queens have to release the ball early enough. That is Gentrix Chikango, another powerful shot. If it had found a Queens player there, we'd be probably talking about a different score.
Of course, Gentrix, she has an eye for goal. Only today, maybe Lady Luck has not smiled at her yet, but if she keeps doing what she's doing, I believe something's gonna give.
You know, they usually say patience pays, and I'm wondering how patient she is with herself right now. You know, it's going to be quite frustrating, and you know, you keep asking, why am I missing? Why is this not going right? But for Gentrix, it's just, you know those sayings that we usually, you can smell the goal, it's coming, it's around the corner. That is it for Gentrix Shikangwa. Might not be as early as she wants it to be, but probably she might just be lucky enough to score the winner.
Oh yes, she might be lucky enough. There is Bundi. She's called Janet Bundi. The new addition to this side. At least until now.
The level of discipline from these two sides has been phenomenal. Only one card between them, and that tells you that they actually know that they need each and every player for this one.
What a pass! Oh, the control was, oh no. Gentle Shikangwa once more. Gentrix Shikangwa once more. What does she have to do to get a goal tonight? What does she have to do to get it right? Gentrix Shikangwa does everything right, and when she's on it, something just happens.
And what a pass from Mango there.
Oh, yes.
What a pass from Mango. That was absolutely beautiful. And we've seen the foul there. And I think the foul came just before Gentrix got that pass. And what a pass that was from Terry. Terry gave an absolutely beautiful pass to Gentrix. Too heavy for Gentrix. She couldn't finish it off. But telling you, this girl has made this evening absolutely, genuinely beautiful to watch.
I can imagine the people who are watching her from Western Kenya, the people who know her, her relatives, how much more patient do they have to be to see their daughter score a goal tonight?
Well, you know, they say in football it's not over until the fat lady sings, and we see time is on our side. 68 minutes having gone. There's much second slower half we've seen here. But it could be because, of course, the weather. And again, these two sides looking probably a little bit comfortable with the draw. But if any team can get the winner here, it would absolutely change the game.
And is this going to be the winner? Yes, they score again. Yes, they score again. And it is Medina Bassa. It is Medina Bassa once again. It is Medina Bassa once again. Slicing through the Vihiga Queens defense. The Medina Bassa again, slicing through that defense like a hot knife through butter. And she does it again.
A hat-trick for her, and again,
and we see the first hat-trick of this tournament.
Miscommunication from the defense. That was very, very poor defending there from Vihiga Queens. I mean, this is a player who is very fast on those flanks. Look at her celebration. Look at the joy in her face. I'm telling you, this lady is carrying this team by the goals.
And she's saying this ball is mine now. Oh, yes. She's going through her hotel room with the ball, with the football tonight. Because all the same, she has been tormentor-in-chief. She has been tormentor-in-chief for the Vihiga Queens.
I do agree with you. She has absolutely tormented.
CBE 3, Vihiga Queens 2.
She has absolutely tormented this Vihiga Queens side, and if the other teams in this group are watching, they're going to be very wary of her. And now we're going to see probably CBE trying to change how they're playing after that goal. Let's just keep a keen eye on it and see how they'll approach it from this moment on. There's still a lot of time. I'm telling you, in football, even 3 minutes is a lot of time.
Yes. Says someone who's trying to console themselves, but is this the first loss we are seeing in this tournament for the Vihiga Queens? Is this a game that we are seeing somebody chase 3 times and come back on top?
I'm telling you, these are the kind of things that they say you only live to see. This is not a game you'd want to hear about, you'd want to see for yourself.
Oh, yes. That's another foul coming in there.
Very dangerous area, and they have to be very wary of giving these fouls in such areas. I mean, they know that the Vihiga Queens have the power to score from this kind of positions, and if it would have been anywhere closer, we would have been talking about a different kind of reaction. And they have been trying to mark Terry here, because she has been absolutely phenomenal tormenting this defense. She might not be getting the goals, but she knows exactly how to bully that defense as we see her take this free kick.
And this time, is it Trizo Bunyu?
Yes.
I hope she does better than Gentrix Shikangwa. Gentrix in that Maraudi in that area. Let's see what happens here. Is she good enough to put it away? She's in a very good position and she takes it. Oh no. She expected to get a rebound there for Gentrix Shikangwa.
Very good goalkeeping, very good inside. The goalkeeper did not move. We have to give credit to her. She's been absolutely amazing. I think more power would have done it. Slightly higher would have been better. For me, I think that was a good position to get a goal. This is the kind of position Vihiga have been in the whole of this match, as we see the first substitution of the
Senait Boizo goes out. Senait Boizo goes out. And in comes Tegisti Yadeta. Tegisti Yadeta.
Well, I think the Queens will be looking for some sort of relief because Boizo has been massive in the midfield. Now she's being taken out. But Tigista Yadeta, again, very good statistics to her name. She's been massive for CBE this season. Not had as many assists as Boizo, but again, very good in her ball handling skills.
All right, you can see there Tariko Barchao and Tariko Yakura. Barchao is down. There's number 22, she's the goalkeeper. Will they be changing goalies? No. She'll be back between the sticks. And still, jersey number 8 has not come in. Has not come back yet. There is Senait Boizo. And in will come Tegisti Yadeta. It has been very difficult coming from behind for this team. The Vihiga Queens, they must be dejected at some point.
You know, I do agree with you again. Look at how the defense is standing. You have to question their decision making at this particular point. I think from the midfield going forward have been excellent, but the defense have to correct a lot of things going into their second match, even as they try and complete this one, hoping that they can end it in a 3-3 draw or hopefully get a 4-3 win. You never know.
Oh yes, another 5-goal galore we've seen here. But all the same, it's not over until the fat girl sings. So they say. And they are the wise ones, because I'm told it's the saying of the wise. Let's see what happens in the next 15. I'm saying 15.
15 minutes, the pressure is on the side of the Ethiopians, Peter. But the question is, what are the Vihiga Queens doing to actually convert their chances? We are seeing them getting into the dangerous area, but really not threatening enough, as you see that throw-in go out for a corner, and they have awarded a corner, and they've been taking their set piece as well. If they convert this, it's going to be 3-3, and the thrill is back on.
Oh yes. Let us wait and see whether the Queens can try to equalize yet once more and prove to us their ability to score. Very poorly taken corner.
Very poorly taken corner in a possession where you have almost 9 players in the box. You should have lifted it higher. It should have gone higher. You'd never know, someone might even score an own goal from that position trying to defend it.
If that is the best they can do, sometimes you say you can only take so much. There you are again. They're really trying, the Queens. They're trying to go forward. They're packing up in numbers.
And that packing up in numbers is what is costing them at the back, because look at how they're falling back, not putting enough numbers from the midfield to the back. You cannot understand why they have 4 players concentrated on the left side of the pitch. And look at the midfield again. Questionable defending, while we have almost 4 players on one side of the pitch. That needs to be corrected, and it looks like this Ethiopian side have known exactly how to get through this Vihiga defense, Vihiga Queens defense, and it's more concerning that they're doing it in the same fashion.
Oh yes, 2 goals scored in absolute same fashion. And sometimes you even wonder how many times somebody has to strike you before you learn how she does it. Bundi trying to get a penalty. It's never going to work that way. I'm sorry, my sister. You're gonna do better than that.
The referee has been alert. That was the right decision. Just play on, ignore her, because you know those are kicks of a dying horse,
Of
if
course.
I may say.
They say you're clutching on straws.
Very
There we
short
are.
passes. Again, I keep talking about these short passes, Peter. They're not going to get any results. You have to make sure that you're making the opponent run for those balls.
There you are with Tedesi again. Same style.
Beginning to sound like a broken
Oh,
record. And
yes, it's going to be number 5. It's going to be number 4.
And there she
He's
is.
going to be number 4. Finally. Loza Gainore. Finally. She gets it behind the net. She finds it behind the net. The girl who has 200 goals to her name. She finally does it in Nairobi, Kenya. Oh,
and you can see
yes.
the relief on her face. She has been looking for that goal all evening, and to get it in that complete, absolute fashion is absolutely amazing. And the defender, they're just making sure that she's keeping her on side. And Peter, we've been talking about this defense throughout the match, and it seems like there was no enough pep talk with the Vihiga Queens during halftime.
And she knows how to hit them. She hits it high, she hits it with precision, she knows exactly where to put it, and it's almost getting away completely from the Vihiga Queens.
Telling you, it's going to take a lot of searching to find a goal here for the Queens. They have to make sure that they're not taking out desperate measures, because they might just end up conceding another goal, and this is going to be heartbreaking for the Kenyans.
Oh yes. Being beaten 4-4 on home turf on the first day of your big...
Not the kind of statement they were looking to set
Oh
out.
yes.
Good defending.
Headed in. Right now the CBE can play the ball anyhow they want. They can kick it around. They can make sure you don't touch it no more. They can possess this ball for the next 10 minutes. They have taken it away from the Vihiga Queens. It's a 2-goal deficit. Getting into the last 10 minutes of the match. It's a 2-goal deficit.
Well, a very spirited Commercial Bank of Ethiopia here. They've soaked in the pressure very well from Vihiga Queens. Made sure that they drained them, got their tired legs, and getting them on the counter every time.
Another corner. They head it in. But there is numbers in the Ethiopian defense.
Again, we have to talk about the withdrawal of Maureen. What does it say in regard to this? Because we've seen Janet coming in. We're not feeling her presence in this pitch right now. And that has to tell you that when, as a coach, when you're making the substitutions, you have to try and make sure that it's 100% for 100%. Maureen was absolutely phenomenal. Probably tired legs made her get substituted. But we need to see the Vihiga Queens from Kenya having the pep talk between themselves. We need to see them wanting this more. And at this particular moment, they don't look like they want it. Look at that defending, Peter.
That defense was in absolute shambles. And you see, as we were talking about the blind side, Felisa Skadari just didn't know that Jainora is behind her. She had absolutely no idea.
You know, it's like she's ball watching in that pitch, just wondering where the ball is going and not making sure that her man is marked. But Phoebe Owiti is actually the reason why that goal was not ruled offside. She kept Loza onside by, you know, just ball watching again, watching the football. I think they should let the guys who are following us do the watching.
Oh yes, Chancellor should know by now that his defense has been absolutely disastrous in this outing. And just know what not to do for the next match, because it's getting tougher and tougher.
It's going to be absolutely tough, and even as we speak right now, Vihiga Queens of Kenya are bottom of the table because of the goal difference that they have in this particular group. It's going to be very, very tough for them. We've seen some good matches being displayed here earlier on. Yei Joint of Sudan is the team Vihiga face next, and they're absolutely, showing that they're not scared of people who've participated in tournaments for long. So it's going to be a tall order for them. Vihiga have to make sure they come back with pride, and if they can get a goal back in this match, it will be the exact kind of confidence they need. But 2 down, it's going to be a tall order, Peter.
Oh yes. 7 minutes on the cards to get 2 goals at least to salvage a point here for the big Kenyan champions, Vihiga Queens. Yes, talent is there, but today something just didn't work for them. And coach Charles Okoth, who doubles up as the national coach, should be a man who knows exactly what to do with the team. Remember, immediate former coach Alex Alumira just left like 2 weeks ago, just to be unveiled as Tanzanian side Tiger Queens coach. The ball comes in and they go, oh no, Lilian Award. What a reflex. What a reflex from Lilian Award. It was going in for number 5.
An absolute good insight from Lilian Awar. She is Kenya number 1's Harambee Starlets goalkeeper. Absolutely beautiful reflex, but it doesn't matter how good of a goalkeeper you are, your first line of defense has to be excellent, and she's doing a lot of assignment there for the Vihiga Queens. Tall order for her. I know she's not going to be a very happy lady, but that has been absolutely good goalkeeping from Lilian.
I'm telling you, the kind of space that is there between the goalkeeper and the last man. Of course, she reminds me of one Italian goal poacher called Filippo Inzaghi. You wouldn't see her, you only find her. You only find him when he's looking at your goalkeeper eye to eye. One coach almost said that he was born on an offside position. He scored 3 against Manchester United at some point. And the United coach said, you know what, those goals were offside.
Well, you have to find a way to convince yourself that, that someone else is not better than you.
And that is exactly what Medina Bassa has been doing to the Vihiga Queens defense whole evening. Running in between defenders, getting the ball, composing herself, and putting them away. She has the first hat-trick of the tournament. And don't you forget, the number 1 goal poacher, Loza Genore, now has already won at least 1 goal to her name. She's been quiet the whole evening, but most definitely she was going to strike at some point. You wouldn't play such a defense and expect a player of the caliber of Loza not to have a goal with that type of a defense.
Well, it was coming, it is coming, and it looks like they are.
And
ready.
It finally arrived.
Yes.
Let's see what they do with this one.
That
was a lazy attempt.
Not good decision making at all. I mean, you had options in your flanks. You'd rather, possess the ball and hope that they make a mistake in their own half, win it. But to give away a goal kick, that just gives it more of a 50-50 option. So really, it's not the smartest of moves from Joanne.
I can also see her body language there, and I can tell she's dejected. She's out of it already. She knows it's gone. But all the same, this is a game of football. This is sport. This is a discipline. And all you have to do is give it your all until the last minute. Give it your all until the last whistle. That's what we do. That's why we are disciplined. That's why we are footballers. And this is what we do. This is football, and football is our business. Gentrick Chikango has gotten lost this afternoon.
To be very honest, the commercial bankers have outclassed this Vihiga Queens. I'm telling the Queens, not so classy right now. It's going to be a tall order for them to actually try and find anything to it. And this looks dangerous.
And another one in the offing, then there's an offside. But before the offside came in, you saw the kind of touches that we were seeing there. The Queens are absolutely being outplayed here, right in front of their fans, right in front of the... Some of these things are painful to watch.
Back heel, you know, the back heel and then the cross.
2 back heels in a row.
And then right in between the defenders, and that was going to be a goal.
And that girl has been a lot of trouble.
You know, when one leaves, you just find another thorn in the flesh. This team looks like it's roses full of thorns. They are absolutely giving Vihiga Queens trouble.
And it's an absolute hard evening for the Queens. That they're still limping. And I think the coach is telling him there are very few minutes left.
And if you look at the bench, not very many happy faces, you know.
Not even one happy face.
As the team doctor takes a look at her again, seeing them not agreeing with what is going on the pitch and wondering what is happening with their teammates. What have they not got right? And they need to get themselves in order even as they finish off this match.
Oh yes. Quite ambitious there. Are they getting a corner? Yes. They're going to go to corner for their efforts.
And that's Joanna Bire. She's been absolutely phenomenal. Now we're seeing her trying to get those solo efforts into the box. A few have been not as good, but this one, winning them the corner, has to be positive. Much better corner taken now, Peter.
Yes, a much better corner, but yields nothing in return. 90 minutes done. And the Queens not looking so good. Marina Cheng not feeling so good about that. There she is, the scorer of the first goal. 3 minutes of added time. Gentry Chikangwa with the second. Gentry Chikangwa bringing in the free kick that earned Maureen our second goal. 3 minutes of added time we have. 3 minutes. I don't think will be enough to get the Queens 2 goals and at least salvage a point in this one. In this second half, the Ethiopians have been way too good for the Queens.
Way too good. It looks like they've backed the point for themselves as it is. We just saw the keeper of the Ethiopian side getting a booking way before that, if I'm not wrong, for time wasting. She has been doing that in this match, and the referee did warn her several times. I mean, time wasting, yes, you are already no, sorry, that was not the goalkeeper, but it was Hazabe Gila. She was assisting in taking the goal kick, and she you know, did a lot of time wasting there. Not the best, I mean, the best of tactics if you're leading, but not the best for Vihiga Queens right now when they're trying to search for a goal from all corners of this pitch.
Oh yes, there we are. Looking to see whether they'll get one before the stoppage time is over. Blind passing is another problem that has been there. 1 minute to go, 1 minute of stoppage time remaining.
You can see the goalkeeper just trying to show a few.
Look at the smile on the face of Coach Heye Birhanu Giza.
He's absolutely delighted. His side has been absolutely good this evening. I think even good is an understatement, least to say. They have been absolutely fantastic. They've made their statement. I told you earlier on that in the interview he did say that he has been training for this tournament for 3 months. He wants that sole ticket and he's shown intent. He knew this would be the toughest game of the group and he's attacked it with the best tactical approach.
Oh yes, and it looks like he's won it. Looks like he's won his first match here. Coach Heye Birhanu Giza. With 10 seconds remaining. Felistas Kadari with the throw. I don't think there's much the Queens can do right now.
They're even making a substitution.
Oh, Tadese was already out with an injury.
Yes.
And in comes jersey number 13, Fozia Hassan. Fozia Hassan.
She's just coming in smiling, you know, looks like a warm-up match for her. She's just hoping she can get a touch of that ball, but absolute delight on her face. She knows that they have these 3 points and the goal difference to take it to the next game, and all they can say is who is the next teller. And the whistle blows.
Oh yes. And the referee blows the whistle for full time. The referee blows the whistle for full time. There she is. And there she is. Jersey number 9, Medina Bassa, going to collect the ball from the referee. There she is. She's enjoying herself.
That is her right, and I'm telling you, to get the first hat trick of the match, all you know, being absolutely instrumental for your team. This is what it means. Look at the delight on her face, and I'm telling you, she's like, oh come on ref, just give me the ball, I deserve it. And it's absolutely amazing. Look at the coach and the response of the technical bench. They're absolutely delighted. These girls have been wonderful. These girls have been absolutely
and you know, she's not the biggest of players.
She's not the biggest of players. She's almost the same size as the referee, but her skill, the 3 goals were just absolutely magnificent. Least to say, the first hat trick of
I think they're looking for a good spot to take a photo. I think, yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful to see, and it's very encouraging to see that women can bring this high quality kind of football. Look at those goals. Look at that pass. That was an assist from Loza. First goal, beautiful, beautiful goal. And she told them, I told you I will score. Look at that through pass in that defense, and there was nothing Vivian Nasaka would have done about it. She just laid down on the ground and watched it go in, hugging her teammates. They say it takes a team to make it in this sport. And then look at the second goal again. Defensive blunder, and you know, she looked at it and said, hey you, I'm taking you home, and she did mean it. Second goal, absolutely beautiful. She has been,
yes, she's the lady of the match. Medina Bassa, CBE Football Club, jersey number 9, Tormentor in chief. And as we confirm our score here from the Nyayo Stadium, CBE FC 4, Vihiga Queens 2.
Tough score to digest for the Kenyan team, I'm telling you.
And this is how it was in the second match of the second day of the CAF Women's Qualifiers for the Cecafa region. Both teams coming in looking very fresh, both sides.
They were absolutely fresh, and the goals came raining in very, very early. It was an absolute cracker. It was a match that if you've not watched it and you've heard about it, we hope that as a team we have given you justice. You know, looking at those beautiful goals, that is Bassa, the lady of the match, with the first goal of the game, giving thanks right then. Look at the delight of the bench.
And in fact, they scored a goal when they looked like they could concede a goal.
Yes, you know, these are just some of the teams that you actually don't give enough benefit, but look at how they're organizing themselves. When you see how much the space that they've been covering, it just gives you insight and tells you really they look like the team that has been training together for a very, very long time.
And you see that from a corner.
The equalizer by Maureen Cheng.
Oh yes, Maureen quite hit it properly.
Telling me, she's like, oh, I got this, I've I've got this. And the celebration was absolutely amazing. And look at the goalkeeper. She was like, oh, where did that come from? Absolutely powerful from Maureen. She has been immense for the Vihiga Queens, but her contribution was not enough to help the Queens win this match.
Oh, yes. And see,
good delivery from the corner kick.
That shot did some magic to this team.
And good refereeing, you have to say, in a match where there was no VAR, you have to give credit to the referee. She saw that, it went in, and that was absolutely good refereeing.
Of course, and there you have her again for her goal number 2. And you can see for her goal number 2 how easy it was to dodge through.
The intelligence that this lady has again made Vivian Asaka wonder, where did this lady come from? They kept giving her space. And now the question was the midfield the problem? Because if you look at how far the ball came in, that was almost halfway the field. And it just tells you that Vihiga Queens had some disorganization from the midfield going back to the defense.
Most definitely.
And, you know, people will say Liliana Ward came out too early. No, Liliana Ward had to actually cover the space that was being left by the defender. Any keeper would have done that. And I think she's done an excellent job with the kind of defending that we've seen tonight, this evening. Not the best, as we see the equalizer again. Maureen being at the right time, at the right place. Beautiful set piece from Gentrix Shikangwa. Then the rebound, tapped it in. Been immense for the Queens.
Yeah, and most definitely after the second equalizer, something must have changed there. Something should have changed in that team. Somebody should have said something. Somebody should have come in to cover someplace. Something would have gotten noticed, because the same mistakes of the first half cost this team in the second half.
Yes.
And you can see they got the double portion of what they were given in the first half. Look at how free today's Basa is inside the Queen's defense. And look at how comfortable she is scoring goals at will.
And the thing about Basa and her teammates is that they actually tried to maintain their formation. Basa was playing out in the flanks, and that is exactly how they were getting the goals. Look, from the midfield into the flank, and she knew she could run, she knew she had the space, she knew she had the brain to finish it off, because look at her positioning. She looks at the keeper and where the keeper is standing, and she's like, I know where I'm going to score, and that is exactly what she does. You cannot do that 3 times in a row. Look at her head. She looks up, she looks at the ball, looks up again, and then cuts through the defender, passes the ball, follows her, and this is the fourth
I'm
goal.
liking the way she struck. She struck that ball.
Look at her turning.
She just looked up once,
yes,
and she knew where to place it, and she puts it there with precision. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Look at that contribution from Basa.
Yes, look at that. Absolutely. There was never going to be a different result. Yes, she puts it away. And it's all over from here. It ends 4-2 from the Nyayo Stadium.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Game number 4 just ended. Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League, Cecafa qualifier. In front of us, we have the assistant coach for the Vihiga Queens, Boniface Nyam. Coach, well done and hard luck. What really happened? Your team seemed to fight back. They were chasing the ball for most of the time, but managed to equalize, and things just went bad. At the end of the day, it is 4-2 and your team has lost. What briefly can you say about what went wrong today?
I think the Ethiopian team, tactically, they are good. We tried our level best. As you can see, one-on-one situations with the Ethiopian team really make us hard to attack them. But all in all, the results count. The best team has won.
I open up for questions? Your name and...
Okay, my name is Nagam and I'm from Ethiopia. I will give the Ethiopian thing, my first question. My second question is,
Pardon the first question?
Okay. In the second half, your team is not good. In the first half, when the attacking third area, your team is nice. What is the problem?
As I said earlier, the tactical Ethiopians, the midfield, they are quick, unlike our players. But I think we'll work on that. As a team, we'll work on that.
Please, your name and the organization you're working for, very quickly.
Vincent Boyo, Milele FM. Kocha, Vihiga Queens ilikuwa na matumaini makubwa kama mwenyeji wa mashindano. Je, timu yako ilikuwa under pressure? Unaweza kuzungumziaje kupoteza huku dhidi ya Commercial Bank of Ethiopia?
Let us speak in English as well.
Yeah. Kwa ufupi naweza sema tumecheza poa kulingana na sisi, sababu Ethiopia ni club championship. Unajua hatujawahi meet nao, so lazima tumepanga kivyetu au pia wamepanga kivyao, so wazuri ndio wameshinda.
Tulikuwa under pressure kama timu ya nyumbani?
Hatukuwa na pressure yoyote, ilibidi tucheze game yetu ya kawaida, na tactically Ethiopia wamekuwa juu kutuliko, but sisi tumecheza tu game yetu kama Vihiga Queens penye huwa tunacheza.
Basically, the coach said that the opponents were a better team, and the better team has taken the day. Can we have one more question?
Isma, Star FM Uganda. Coach, what positives do you pick from today's loss, and how do you bounce back in the next fixture?
For now it is a negative situation to us, but I hope the next game will correct our mistakes. We still have a chance to win, and we still have a chance to qualify and come back again.
Yes, your question. Okay. One more question. We okay? Okay. Steve.
Coach, could it have affected you that the current or the coach that was there previously has left the team? And what are the necessary changes you are looking at doing so that you can be able to perform better?
I think partly it has affected our team, but the current coach just went a few days to the Cecafa. So we are, as a team, we were already prepared to play Cecafa, and we are also ready. We are also ready to play.
Kuna Wakenya ambao wana matumaini makubwa kwa Vihiga Queens, na kama ulivyosema kuna matumaini kwamba mnaweza kufuzu. Labda kwa Wakenya mashabiki kwa ujumla wa Vihiga Queens, unaweza kuambiaje kabla mchezo wa Jumatano, mchezo wenu wa pili?
Kwa Wakenya wote ningeweza kuambia watulie. Mpira ni mistake na lazima tujifunze kutokana na makosa. So lazima tutaenda tukae chini, tujikalishe chini, turekebishe makosa. Bado tuko na game mbili venye nimesema. Tutakuja na comeback.
Okay, thank you very much, assistant coach, and wishing you the best of luck in the other games to come. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, you can't see, eh? Let her hold it. Let her hold it. Yeah. Okay, Thank you very much. Again, we have in front of us, we have the coach of the winners today, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia.
Head of delegation.
Head of delegation, okay, he's going to be the translator here. And we have the star of the day who managed to score a hat trick. Very quickly, what's the feeling like for her being at such a stage and scoring a hat trick? What's the feeling?
ምን ይሰማሻል? ሃትሪክ በመስራትሽና እዚህ መድረክ ላይ በመገኘትሽ?
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, any questions for her?
Congratulations, Busa, for scoring a hat-trick. History will judge you as the first player to ever score a hat-trick in a Cecafa Women Champions League qualifier. How does it make you feel as a player?
እንኳን ደስ ያለሽ በሴካፋ መክፈቻ ውድድር እንደዚህ አይነት ውጤት በማስመዝገብሽ በጣም የተሰማሽን ስሜት ግለጭልን።
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። ቲማችን በማሸነፍ ደግሞ በይበልጥ ደስ ብሎኛል።
I'm so happy because our team wins this match.
4 goals and 4 assists between her and the captain, Loza Abela. How do you think the team can go if you keep playing like you did today?
የሎዛ 3 አሲስት አርጋ አንድ ጎል አግብታ ያንቺ ደግሞ 3 ግብ ማግባት ምን ስሜት ፈጠረብሽ?
በጣም የሰራነው ነገር አሪፍ ነገር ነበረ። ትሬኒንግ ላይ የምንሰራቸው ነገሮች የተሻሉ ነገር ስለነበረ ሜዳ ላይ ያሳይተናል።
What we done in the training program we are applying in the game, so we are happy to apply what we did in the training.
Some question from Ethiopia?
Yeah. In our language, okay?
Please. You will translate, so no problem.
Okay. መዲ የመጀመሪያ ክለብሽ ላይ ማለት ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ ፈርማ 3 ሃትሪክ ሰርታለች። አንደኛ በታሪክ የመጀመሪያ ሰው ነሽ በሴቶች እግር ኳስ ታሪክ በምስራቅ አፍሪካ ጎል በማስቆጠር እንደገና ደግሞ በክለቡ ለመጀመሪያ አመት መጥተሽ ጎል አስቆጥረሻል። ምን ተሰማሽ? ከዚህ ውጪ ደግሞ ያንቺ ያረጋሽና የሎዛ ቅንጅት እንዴት አገኘሽው?
ያው አሁን እንዳልኩ ነው የመጣሁት የተሻለ ነገር ለመስራት ነው። ስለዚህ የተሻለ ነገር ደግሞ ከአሰልጣኝ ጋር እያረኩ ነው ብዬ አስባለሁ። በዛ ላይ ደግሞ ትሬኒንግ ላይ ላረጋቸው የምችላቸው ነገሮች ነው እዚህ ጋር እያረኩ ያለሁት። የተሻለ ነገር ነው ሰርቼ ለመምጣት ያሰብኩት እና ከአላህ ጋር ያሰብኩት ነገር ሁሉም ተሳክቷል ብዬ አስባለሁ። ደስ ብሎኛል።
It is my new team transferred to the CBE. Even though it is my first game, I score hat-trick, and really I'm so happy. And for this, I will say, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now the coach.
Coach.
Okay, so you remind me. Are we okay? Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations. Starting with a big win like this, it was really raining goals. What can you say about the win today, and what's the kind of motivation that you pick from winning an opening game in such a tournament?
በዚህ ጨዋታ ላይ በማሸነፍህና ውጤታማ ሆነ በማጠናቀቅህ ምን ተሰማህ? ለሚቀጥለው ውድድርስ ምን አይነት መነሳሳት ወይም ሞቲቬሽን ይፈጥርልሃል?
መጀመሪያ ያው የዘመናት ህልሜ ነበር። በሴቶች እግር ኳስ 22 አመት ሰርቻለሁ። ይሄ ውድድር እንደሚጀምር ተስፋ አደርግ ነበር። በዚህ ውድድር ደግሞ ውጤታማ ለመሆን ባለፉት ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ማሸነፍ ነበረብን። አሸንፈን ደግሞ በምስራቅ አፍሪካ ትልቁ ቡድን ለመሆን ህልም ነበረንና ዛሬ ደግሞ ትልቁን ቡድን ማሸነፋችን በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
I have a dream for this performance. For the last 22 years, I have been working as a coach, and really in this match, what I get for the first match, it makes me too much happy, and it will give me energy for the coming tournament.
Questions? please.
Coach, you failed to maintain the lead twice in half-time, but in the second half, the performance was better. What kind of words did you share with the girls during half-time?
በመጀመሪያው 45 የተወሰነ ጎል እየተቆጠረብህ ነበር የመጣው። ሁለተኛው 45 ላይ ግን ሙሉ ለሙሉ የተሻለ ሆነ መታል። ምክንያቱ ምንድነው?
ያው ይሄ ውድድር እንደመጀመሪያ እንደመሆኑ መጠን ምናልባት ልናየው የምንችለው የኬንያን ብሔራዊ ቡድን ነበረ። የኬንያ ብሔራዊ ቡድን ለማየት ብዙ ጊዜ ሞክሬያለሁና ክለቡን ስላላየሁኝ ተቸግሬያለሁ። በተለይ ከረፍት በኋላ የነሱን ደካማ ጎኖችን በማየት በጣም ጠንካራ ቡድን ነው። ያንን ነገር አይቼ ከረፍት በኋላ መለወጥ ችያለሁ።
In my experience, I have information about the national team of Kenya, but I don't have a club information before. In the first half, I tried to know what is the strengths and the weakness of the team. In the second half, I try to correct and perform better.
Could we switch question? Okay. Please.
Coach, እስቲ ብዙ ጊዜ የምናየው ሚድፊልደሮቹ ኳስ ሰጥተው ጎል ነው የሚያስቆጥሩት። አሁን ለየት የሚያደርገው ሎዛ 3 ኳስ ሰጥታ ጎል አስቆጥራለች። መዲና ትሪክ ሰርታለች። መዲና ሰጥታ ሎዛ አስቆጥራለች። እና የአጥቂዎቹ ይሄ ነገር ከምንድን ነው የመነጨው? እና ምንድነው ምን ብሰሩ ነው እንደዚህ አይነት ለውጥ የመጣው?
የመጀመሪያ ያው አዳዲስ ልጆች አሁን አሉ፣ ነባር ልጆችም ደግሞ አሉ። ሚድፊልዶቻችን ደካማ ናቸው ማለት ሳይሆን ዛሬ ግን የሚጠበቅባቸውን ነገር አላደረጉም። አጥቂዎቻችን ፈጣን ናቸው፣ የሚግባቡ ናቸው፣ ወጣቶች ናቸው። አይምሯቸው በጣም ነፃ ነው፣ በፈለጉት አይነት ይሄዳሉ። የመዲናም 3 ጎል ማስቆጠር የሎዛም ደግሞ መኖር እንደገና ያረጋሽን መኖር የበለጠ ቲሙን ከፍ እንዲሆን አድርጎታል።
The captain assists 3 of the goals, but the hat-trick player assists another goal. So our midfielders are trying their best, but 2 of the strikers assist.
ሻምፒዮን ሆኗል። ያንን ቡድን ማሸነፋችን ለወደፊት ታላቅነታችን የሚያሳይ ነው።
Okay. In East Africa, there are some teams which are tough, but I try to implement or perform my better job in order to be one of the representative of the Cecafa team. I will try. Still, it will continue. My effort will continue to be the representation, to have the representation of the Cecafa team.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much, and wishing you the best of luck in the games to come. The media, thanks a lot for making time to come.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.